Look in my eyes, what do you see? The cult of personality. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to episode 107 of Deadman's Deliveries. In the last one, episode 106, I reviewed this Mattel Creations exclusive Ultimate Edition Straight Edge CM Punk from his Ruthless Aggression ECW days. Today is a much more updated figure. This is the Ultimate Edition, series 27, depicting, I'm pretty sure it's his SummerSlam match against Drew McIntyre. Was that a strap match? I'm not sure if that was a strap match or not. The strap match was actually really good. I enjoyed that. What other bit of tape is there? Fucking hell. I hate Ultimate Edition boxes. They're so awkward. But yeah, there's the back. There's Punk, and there he is in the hoodie. You don't just see that again because the box is shit. So yeah, here we go. Here is the sleeve, I suppose you would call it. Let's get into hands first. Anyone interested in the hands? I'd assume not many people, but you know, that's just the way I start. We get into the accessories. So, oh, I'm dropping shit. Bog standard here, we get a pair of fist hands with blue X's on them, which look a bit too uniform for my liking. I prefer the ones that look like they're actually drawn on. They feel like a bit robotic, so I'm not a huge fan of them. Drug free on the hands there, and then a bit more interesting hands. You got the go to sleep hands, which is quite nice, and then you have the two hands, which he obviously used against Drew McIntyre a few times. As head scans go, we have three. We have this stern looking one, which I quite like actually. Quite good, bit of grey in the beard, slick back hair still. Yeah, a bit of a scowl, bit of stern face, but I like it. And this one, we have a smile, sort of open mouth smile, you know, it's not like a full teeth smile, but you can imagine Punk doing that, so that's quite accurate. I'm quite a fan of that head scan. Next, let's get into probably the best accessory and one of the best parts of the figure as a whole. It is the CM Punk hoodie with the drawstrings, which are very, very nice. And then we have CM Punk in the like ransom letters, which is obviously very consistent with Punk because there he is. I don't know if that's like to do with a band. I feel like it is, but I'm not old enough to know which band specifically it's supposed to be. But yeah, there is CM Punk, CM in the red, Punk in the blue, very Pepsi-esque as he's a big Pepsi fan. And then you have Best in the World in the red, white and blue. Not my favourite colourway, I'll be honest, but it's CM Punk and it's sort of for Chicago, so I don't mind it as long as it's not for fucking Rangers like Drew McIntyre, the prick. But yeah, let's get into the actual figure. That's all the accessories out of the way. Let's get into the figure itself, which the main issue with this figure, let's just get it out on the table right now, is the shoulders. The shoulders look a bit big. In person, they don't look terrible. They still they do look a bit big, but they're not terrible. They're not as bad as they seemed in pictures. They're just overly circular, you know, and like obviously some of them are. I mean, like all shoulder joints are very circular, spherical, I suppose, but it's not in line. Like this CM Punk is nicely in line, nicely shaped, and it like just fits below the arm. This obviously is because it's like the butterfly joints and stuff, but it just does not look as nice. But we get a nice little Punk comparison here. Here's the Elite 115, and then here is my third and final Ultimate Edition CM Punk for now, from Money in the Bank 2011. But let's get into this SummerSlam figure. I think it is Bret Hart-esque. We obviously have the pink kick pads with the white designs, white outline, and then the 3 black and white stars. The short knee pads, which is nice just because long knee pads are shit. Getting into the trunks, the sort of the colorway swaps around. You get a black base with the pink stars there, and then the pink designs along both sides, and the black at the back, which is very consistent, looks quite clean there. And then we get into his on the body head scan, which is just like the classic little CM Punk smirk, quite similar to this one. You know, in facial expression wise, obviously they're 2 very different head scans, 2 very different eras of CM Punk, nearly 20 years apart. But this one's nice. He obviously got a little bit of silver, bit of grey in the beard, but I mean the paint apps aren't fantastic, but it does look nice. You got the slick back hair, and then obviously the Ultimate Editions come with the toe bend, which seemed a little bit stiff, but this has been in the box since I got the pre-order through. I am working through my pile of figures to unbox. You got the nice drop down hips, you have the butterfly joints, and you have the ab crunch, the full one, you know, the unrestricted ab crunch comes with the Ultimate Editions. Of course you also get the double joint elbows, but that is the norm on WWE figures now, at least Ultimates and Elites. And then, as I said earlier, you got the blue X's, which just look too uniform for my liking, to be honest. I do prefer when they look like they've been screwed on. For example, this one, again, too uniform. This Ultimate Edition is quite nice. That one's nice. Yeah, that looks better to me. I feel like imperfection is sometimes a bit better. Again, that is too perfect, too drawn on. That is definitely the best wrist tape, and I would probably swap it on here because I don't know why this Punk has black wrist tape, has blue wrist tape, sorry. Same with, no, actually, that one makes sense because the blue wrist tape ties into the blue on the kick pads, but those both have black, so I'll probably use them for those and for these as well, because I just prefer black on this because I'm not a huge fan of dark blue. You have the straight edge scrawled across his belly, as I said in the last episode, a bit like Jan Venegor of Hesselink was written on the back of Celtic shirts. Then you have all the tattoo detailing up the arm, the spider web with the 13, which I feel like I haven't seen that before. I don't know if it's just because it's behind the elbow pad. Yeah, the 13 is there, so I just didn't look. Well, it will be on that one because it's obviously more recent, but we'll check this one because it's an older figure. No, the 13's there. I've just never noticed it, apparently. So yeah, I guess I'm not as observant on figures as I think I am. But yeah, you got a 13 in there. No elbow pad for CM Punk this time. You got more of his tattoos. I don't really know what a lot of them are. Obviously the Cobra and the Pepsi tattoo are missing, but you got the blue and red designs going up this side again. Don't really know what they are. You got the 4 aces, which is called what? Flush? Is it called a flush? I don't know cards, to be honest. Someone let me know in the comments what 4 aces is called. Full house? I don't think it's that. I've got no idea what it is, but yeah, really, really nice Punk figure. And the shoulders aren't terrible. I'll do a quick shoulder swap, just for anyone interested. So you get one of each. Yeah, they seem to be the same. It's just because they've changed the torso. Obviously, this torso is a bit bigger, so the bigger arms, bigger shoulders fit it. So nothing really changes in that respect. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick the hoodie on to give the full effect, because it does look better with a hoodie on. Actually, you know what? I'll put the Go to Sleep hands on first. I could have... let's see, what's the... Yeah, you could get a decent, like, you know the pose Punk does, the X across the chest. You can get a decent one in there. Get a decent chop with this hand as well, which is nice. Punk doesn't mind a chop. Sorry, let me just do this off the camera. Yeah, nice. Looks good, that. I like that. And then we'll put the hoodie on. As I said, this review was the last episode. Both of these punks were also reviewed on the channel over the last few months. Few months? No. This punk I got last year. This punk, few months, maybe. I still think few months is a stretch. That punk, as I say, was last year. So it's October. It's you know, we're a few months away from November. So yeah, it's not really a few months ago, was it? But yeah, here is punk with a hoodie on. That is the unzipped version. And then if we just attach the Velcro, here he is with a hoodie on. Looks very nice. Again, if we just give him that go to sleep sign. It's a really nice figure. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I don't know if I give that an 8.5 out of 10. I wouldn't say that figure's better than this. I'd say this is probably better than it. So if I gave that an 8.5 out of 10, I'd probably bump it down to an 8, and I'd give this an 8.5 out of 10, just because I prefer the design, and I think it's nicer. And I just prefer the proportions, really, as well. How much height difference is there? There's a bit of height difference, isn't there? It's weird. Has he shrunk? Has he shrunk in the last 20 years? I mean, there's a good chance he has shrunk, to be fair. You know, like nearly 10 of those years he was just sat doing nothing, not wrestling. But yeah, really, really nice figure. Solid 8.5 to 9 out of 10. Obviously the shoulders is the big issue there, but no complaints other than that. It would be nice to get some CM Punk ice cream bars, but we know WWE never made them. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, leave a like, subscribe, turn post notifications on for more of this and completely other stuff if you didn't really enjoy it that much. Other than that, hype the channel if that's an option for you. That'd mean a lot. I appreciate it. Leave a comment, your thoughts, if you know what 4 Aces is, because I don't. And then any other videos you'd like to see on the channel, and I'll certainly try and get to them ASAP. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye from me. Goodbye from CM Punk, Phil Brooks, Pepsi Phil, Chick Magnet Punk. That's all the 4 punks. Goodbye, everybody.